We're so close to catching Miss Walker. It's only another 3,590 subscribe. Oh well. For a quick starter, what I want to do for me, I want to complete these questions starting off from the ones with the 4A's and work your way clockwise for us, okay? Pause the video and in a minute I'll give you some answers. Away you go. Right guys, hopefully you're back with me. So A plus A plus A plus A gives me 4 lots of A. Alright, the next one, 2B plus 3B gives me 5 B's. Alright, now be careful, take away this one, 4C take away 2C leaves you with 2C. 6x plus 2x, that gives me 8x. Subtract 3x gives me 5x's. Okay. 7y plus y gives me 8y. Take away 4y gives me 4y. Next one, minus 6y plus 8y. Now be careful of this one. So minus 6 is here. Alright, and when you add, you go this way back into what I call positive world. So minus 6, add 8 gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which means that we're on 2. So this here would give me 2y. My next one, minus 8y, take away another 4y, so minus 8y is over here, and then we've got to count 4 spaces, and then remember to the left, because we're going further into negative world, because it's a minus. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, I want you to know if we got it. So here, next one, just there would be minus 12, okay? So that equals negative 12, and don't forget your y. Now the last one, just be careful with it. Minus 3 is over here. So minus 3r plus 5 gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is on 2. And take away 7, so we've got to go back this way. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're on minus 5r, all right? Make sure you use a number line. So this whole lesson, okay, this is what I want you to do it on. All right, is simplifying the following. So easy one, simplifying, okay? Now, make sure that you use different colours for these ones because these will help you out tremendously. I always box what things are alike. So we've got 3A, and what pairs up with your 3A is your, be careful, plus, so don't forget your plus, 4A. That together gives you 7A, all right? Just going to change my pen colour here, so I'm going to go for a blue. Now we've got plus 2b, and we add 5b, which means that we've got in total positive 7b, so we add 7b. Now you can't actually do anything with these here, okay? Some people in the past have done something like that. That is a big no-go, and the reason being is because here, between the A and the B would be a time sign, and as you can see, we've got no times in here between your 7A and your 7B. Think of it as 7 apples plus 7 bananas. That's how I tend to think of things like this when I'm simplifying it. Alright, here's the next one. If you want to have a go yourself, try it. If you want to work with me, you can. Alright, so we've now got 7A, and what pairs up with your 7A is plus 10A, so that gives you a total of 17A. Alright, change the pen colour again, and we've got plus 2B and minus B. Now, be careful, with that minus B, there is actually a minus 1 just there, alright? We tend not to write minus 1b, because if you think of it like money, we don't say a 1p piece, we tend to say a penny, alright? So we keep it nice and simple. So here you've got 2b and you're taking away 1b, so if we just do a very quick number line, so we've got 2, 3, 4, we've got 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2. If we start off at plus 2b, which is this one here, okay, we take away 1b, which means that we go that way, which gives you 1. Now it is a plus 1b because it's still a positive. We're not into this negative here, we're still on a plus there. Okay, so if you want to write a little plus, you can do. Alright, and that's my final answer. So 17a plus 1b. Right, looking at this next one here, again, 4a minus 3a. Be careful, always include with these boxes, put your sign in it. Okay, it will help you out. 4a take away 3a leaves you with 1a. Alright, or if you feel confident, you can just write a. Alright, remember from the previous example, we can just write it as a. The next one, if I change my pen, we've got plus 5b, and we're adding another 3b to it, which gives me a total of plus 8b. Positive, because there's no negatives here. Plus 5b, add another 3b, gives me plus 8b. So we've got a plus 8b. Alright. Right, you've got to be so careful with this next example. All right, now here you've got 5a. All right, we'll try again. Would help if I could use my pen properly again. 5a plus your 3a, that gives you 8a. Now really careful this one. All right, so here we've got minus 2b minus 4b. So just going to write my number line again. So we've got 0, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, and so on and so forth. Okay, now we're going to start off at minus 2. So we're going to start off here. All right, now remember, negative 4b means that we go further into negative world, as I like to call it. So here we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you end up at minus 6, okay, and do not forget your b. Take your time with that one, because that is going to be the one, if anything, that messes you over. Okay, now if we have a look further down here, all right, in terms of what we've got, if I can, pen decides not to work now. Okay, you have got some questions here. All right, just pause the video and I'll give you some answers in a minute. Okay guys, here are your answers for your questions. All right, make sure you go through each one. If you're getting stuck on any particular one, let me know, whether it be red, yellow or green, and just tell me which question number it is, and I can go through it with you without any problems. All right, if any questions that you're probably getting stuck on, I'd imagine would be question 8 down here. All right, so if you just have a quick look at it, you've got 2c plus 3c, which gives you 5c's. All right, and then minus 4c, take away another c. So if we take away 4c from there, we're just left with c. And then once we've got c, if we take away c from that, we're left with nothing. If you wrote 0c, that's perfectly fine. All right, but just be careful with it, just in case you get stuck. Right, on to the next ones, a little bit harder. Right, as we get into these harder ones, okay, I just want you to very quickly do those questions here for us. Just be careful, because I've just forgotten a couple of lines here. But I want you to pause the video, all right, and see how you get on. All right, again, starting with this first one at the top, a times a times a times a. By the way, all these here are time signs. They're not x's. All right, so there's no x's at all on these questions. Away you go. Good luck. Right, hopefully you're back with me. So a times a times a times a gives you a to the power of 4. Now, people get confused with these ones. If it was a plus a plus a plus a plus a, that would be 4a. Okay, but because they're times in, it goes up to the power. Now, I always tell my groups that I always imagine these as being little kisses, all right? And the kisses make you feel high and floaty, so your number has to be up there. Be warned as well, don't put a 4. All right, that means absolutely nothing in maths, so get rid of it. So it's a to the power of 4. This next one, let's deal with your numbers first. 2 times 3, that gives you 6. Okay, and it's times in. And we've got b times c, which we write as just bc. Next one here, again, 4 times 5 gives me 20. Now, we've got b times b. Now, again, common mistake is I see people put b, but it's actually b times b, which means it's b squared. Okay, just like if we had, we've got b times b here, which we said was b squared. Just like if we had 3 times 3, for instance, yes, I know it equals 9, but that would also be 3 squared. All right, so we're just replacing numbers with letters. This next one here, a3 times a5. This is one of your law of indices. Now, if you're not too sure of your law of indices, you might want to carry on with this video. If you are okay with them, just double check these last couple of questions and then you can move on. So you've got a3 times a5, which gives you a to the power of 8. All right, you add your powers together. The next one, again, 5 times 6 gives you 30, and you've got a to the power of 13. Add your powers, do not times them. Now, this is another law of indices. a5 to the power of 6, you take these two numbers and you multiply them, so it gives you a to the power of 30. This next one, deal with your numbers. 15, this line here means divide, so 15 divided by 3 gives you 5. a4 divided by a3, just like when we times, you add your powers together. With division, you subtract your powers. So a4 divided by a3 gives you a with a floating 1. Now, you don't have to write that 1 there. You can just leave it as 5a. Your next one, 60 divided by 10 gives you 6. a5 divided by a3 gives you a to the power of 2, or a squared. Okay, so that's how you do those questions. Now, if you're getting a bit stuck on them, by all means, please carry on watching this video. All right, now this next one here, this is your first law of indices, and as we said, we've got y2 times y3. Now, the reason why you add your powers is y squared means y times y. Y cubed means y times it by y times it by y, and you've obviously got this times sign down here. So when you've got y times y times y times y times y, that gives you y to the power of 5. Okay, and that's why we add our powers. If you have a look at your next example here, all right, have a go, and hopefully, if you've had a go, you should get t to the power of 8. All right, do not times your numbers. That's a big mistake with them. Right, your next one here, you've got a bit trickier. Do with your letters first, because that's what you've just been dealing with. So t7 times t4 gives me t to the power of 11. And how to guess what you think happens between these two numbers here. Hopefully you've got it. It's 3 times it by your 6, which gives you 18. So we've got 18t to the power of 11. All right, and again, that there is my final answer. There's nothing I could do to simplify it any further. Right, so this is your first law of indices, just using a bit of algebra. Here you've got a times yb gives you a plus b on the top here for your indices. Okay, here's some questions. All right, try these questions, pause the video, and when you're ready, come back to me. Hi guys, now hopefully you're back with me. The only questions that I can think that you might get stuck on is hopefully just 5 and 6. For the first part here, 3 times it by, now just be careful, there's actually a hiding 1 there. Alright, so 3 times 1 gives you 3, a2 times a4 add your powers gives you a6, and b with the floating 1 next to it, just hiding, b1 times b5 is b to the power of 6, so just be careful if you see a letter on its own, it's got a hiding power. Your next one, 4 times 2 gives you 8, a times a squared gives you a to the power of 3, and b8 times b3 gives you b to the power of 11. Alright, so your next one. Now, next law of indices. You've got y to the power of 3, or y cubed, and then you've got all that squared. Now here, just between these two numbers, you're timesing them. So you've got y to the power of 3 times 2, which gives you 6. Okay, and again, the reason why you've got that is you've got y to the power of 3 times it by itself, because it's squared. Okay, so y3 times y3 gives you y6, which is why your answer is there. Okay, right, your next one, very similar to it. Now, just deal with your letter and this number here, forget that 2 exists for a minute. So t3, between these two powers here, you've got a times in, so t 3 times 3 gives you 9. Now, the one thing that we haven't discussed is this number here. So we've dealt with that letter, hence me scribbling it out. So 2 to the power of 3, so 2 to the power of 3 means 2 times it by 2, which doesn't give me 6, it gives me my 8. So I've got 8t to the power of 9. Okay, so here again, just one of your law of indices, you've got ya to the power of b gives you ya times b. Okay, here are some questions, get your teeth into them, pause the video and then get back to me. Right, hopefully you've got these answers here. Alright, just be careful with these ones with the numbers in. These ones are quite straightforward. Alright, 5 to the power of 3 is 125 because you've got 5 times it by 5 times it by 5, which gives you 125. Okay, similar to this one, you've got 10 times by 10 times by 10, which gives you 1000. 8 cubed gives you 512, and 4 to the power of 2 gives you 16. Okay, right, your final law of indices for this session, you've got y6 divided by y4. Now, as we said earlier on, if you know it, here hopefully it's just y to the power of 2, 6 divided by 4. It's not actually 6 divided by 4, it's 6 take away 4. Alright, think of it as like this. You've got y times y times y times y times y times y. Just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sweet. All over y times it by y times by y times by y. So here, these all cancel each other out. So that cancels with that, that cancels with that, that cancels with that, and that cancels with that. So you're just left with y times y, which gives you y squared. Okay. Now, be careful with these ones. All right. Exactly the same. T4 divided by T2 gives you t to the power of 2. However, 8 divided by 2 gives you 4. All right. 4 take away 2, not divide. Okay. So be very careful with them. Okay. So there's your law of indices. Y to the power of a divided by y to the power of b gives you ya minus b. Now, what you can do for us, try these last couple of questions, and hopefully, yeah, if you got these right, you'll be well onto it. So, there you go. There's your answers. Okay, again, the ones that I think you might struggle on, 15 divided by 3 gives you 5. Q4 divided by Q2 gives you Q2. And 24 divided by 6 gives you 4. T to the power 11 divided by t to the power 13. 11 take away 13 gives you negative 2. Okay, and again, 6 divided by 3 gives you 2. B4 divided by B8, 4 take away 8 gives you minus 4. Be very careful. You can probably hear my little one screaming in the background, so I'll sign off now. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. So I had to sort these two out. Yeah, if you got any questions, please give me a shout. Who said homeschooling was easy, eh? Hey everyone, you going to say goodbye to both? Yeah? See you later. Bye bye.